Hi, my name is Brian Moore. Welcome to my guitar studio. Today's guitar lesson is going to be on the piece Fall Back. We're going to take a look at some right-hand fingerings and some left-hand fingerings, and we're going to look at the score and work out some of the chords and positions that we need to do. Let's get to it right now. Alright, let's look at the right hand by itself. I'm zoomed in here on my right hand. I'm going to be using P, I, and M. I'm just going to be plucking the open strings right now. Third string open, second string open, first string open, second string open. Again, that's third, G, second, B, first string, E, second string, B again. And that's the arpeggio. P, I, M, A. Do that with me a few times. 1, 2, ready, play. And let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, play. Alright, let's go on to the next arpeggio. Down in measure 9, the pattern changes and we'll be doing a different arpeggio. We're going to go down to 4th string with the thumb, play the thumb with 4th string, the I finger is going to play 3rd now, the M finger is going to play 2nd now, and the A finger, our ring finger. People like to avoid that finger. It's one of the most important fingers, so we need to get it in shape. And that's our arpeggio right there. 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string. And we're going to repeat that over and over again. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, play. Let's do this about 4 times. And then we're going to rest for a second. Okay, I'm all rested up. Let's try it again. We'll do it another 4 times. 1, 2, 3, begin. Now let's take a second and let's go back to the, sorry about that. Let's go back to the first arpeggio again, the one that's P, I, M, I on just the top 3 strings. Let's do that one 4 times. And then we'll switch to the other one just to make sure you know them. This is a little review here. First arpeggio, P, I, M, I, 1, 2, 3, begin. Okay, very good. Now let's switch the thumb over, P over to 4th string. You can see that that string is wound and it's a different color. I on 3rd, M on 2nd, A on 1st. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. There we go. So, if you want to repeat these exercises more, rewind the video and do them again as many times as you like. Alright, we're going to look at the left hand part of this piece, and I'm zooming in here on my left hand on the guitar to help you see where the finger positions are going to be, and so on. The first chord is going to involve using A. Here I am with my 2nd finger on 3rd string, and C, 1st finger on 2nd string, 1st fret. And I need to put both of those down at the same time. And that first measure, I hope you have your score where you can see it while we're playing this so that you can follow along. This first measure is just going to involve arpeggiating this chord twice, which I'm going to do at this time. Here's A, here's C. And I did that twice. Let's do that again. Go ahead and position A and C. I'm not running the metronome right now. We'll put it on in a minute. If you want to try it with me, 1, 2, ready, begin. Good, let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, begin. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put my third finger on F. F is 3rd fret, 4th string. I'm going to keep my C here and use my F, and I'm going to change my right hand fingering to use the thumb on the 4th string. Let's play this measure together. I'm going to go 1, 2, ready, begin. Excellent. So let's try that again. One more time. Let's do it together. I'm positioning my F here and my C here. 1, 2, ready, play. All right, so let's do that again, but let's go all the way back to the beginning and let's practice changing from this chord to this chord. Starting with the A. A is my bass note. It's also the melody note. And then we're going to go to F here. All right, let's try it again. 1, 2, ready, begin. All right, let's do that again. I'm going to go right to the very beginning. Start this one more time. 1, 2, 3, begin. So we managed the first 2 measures there. They're not very hard. The following measure, the 3rd measure, I'm going to use 3 on D like I normally do, and I'm going to use my little finger on G here right next to it. You can get by with this fingering if you want to. I prefer this, and I'm going to be going for 2 on the E in a minute. That could also be 1. Either of those fingerings will work fine. We're going to be going from this to this. I'm going to set my fingers down as I'm playing, like so. And I think you should do that too. It'll make you play more smoothly. So I'm going to go from this 2nd measure of our piece into the 3rd measure. And I'd like for you to try and do it with me a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, begin. Let's try that again. I messed up a little bit, but it happens. Let's try it again. Going from this F major 7th chord to this G chord here. 1, 2, ready, begin. All right, let's try that one more time. Going from F to the G. 1, 2, 3, begin. All right, the next one is pretty easy. We're going to just go to this E. I think we can do that. Let's try going from right here. We're going to do this a couple of times. Starting from measure 3, connecting to measure 4. 1, 2, 3, play. And let's do that one more time. You can position these guys if you like. 1, 2, ready, begin. So I'm going to go ahead and set our metronome again. That's a little slow, I think, maybe. I'm going to go a little bit faster. There we go. All right, I'm going to go from the very beginning. After measure 4, the beginning part repeats, but at a softer level, piano. So I'm going to play through with the metronome all the way down to the end of measure 8. Okay, let's give it a shot. 1, 2, ready, begin. All right, let's do that one more time. I'm gonna make our tempo a little faster this time. I'm going up to 80. That's about as fast as I was playing a minute ago. Let's try it one more time from the very beginning. I'm gonna see if I can incorporate that dynamic now. 1, 2, ready, begin. Alright, that gets us down to the end of measure 8. We're going to go on into the next section now. Alright, we're going to take a look at measure 9. I've moved back a little bit so that I can reveal a little bit more of my guitar fingerboard here. And I want you to position a D minor chord here. This is an ordinary D minor chord. I'm using my third finger here, which I think is probably what you should do also. And after I arpeggiate, I'm going to move this chord up 2 frets. That's all I have to do. D minor. This is now really called E minor / D. You will see that in your score. This chord coming up is on 5th fret, and you can see where I'm putting my fingers: 1st string, 3rd string, 2nd string there. And then I'm going to go back to this form. As you can see, when I'm changing from these 2 chords, I can leave my 3rd finger on 2nd string to help make that chord change easier. So here's the first 3 chords of this measure, and then I'm just going to climb back down. The next time I do this, I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to take this chord all the way up here. And as I do all of that, I'm going to be crescendoing and decrescendoing. I'm going to go ahead and play now, and I'm going to leave the metronome off just for now, but I'm going to go ahead and play the guitar and show you these chords as I play. 1, 2, ready, go. we're going to retard a little bit. And then the beginning comes back. Let's do that again. Starting right here with the D minor shaped chord. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, play. I'm doing a little vibrato there. It's a habit that I'm in, and I really like the way it sounds. You can do that too if you like. Anyway, so that's measures 8 through 16, and then the ending is very much like the beginning, except for the last two measures. Let's talk about the last two measures. Go to measure 21 is next to the last measure, and this looks like an A minor chord, except I'm not playing this note yet. So notice that I used a half bar here on that last chord. You can see the diagram. It's okay to do this or this or this even. I just use my first finger in a bar. When I'm doing a bar, I make my finger as straight as I possibly can. It's kind of a crooked looking finger, but it's pretty straight. It's parallel to the fret. It's not tilted any different way. And this gives a real nice sound on that. Let me play that ending again. Last two measures of the song. You could play along with me. 1, 2, ready, begin. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, ready, begin. All right, that gets us through the piece there. Left hand only. Keep in mind that we have these different chords, that just two different forms there. All right, now that we've looked at the right hand and the left hand, and we've looked at some of the details of this piece, I want you to play some sections along with me, and I will, in a moment, I will play the entire piece, and we can play it together. I'm going to set the metronome for most of this work today. The metronome setting that I'm going to be using is 110 equals eighth note, and that's the tempo we're going to be playing at. It's kind of slow, not real slow. I think I went a little slower in some of the right and left hand separately things. That is really loud. Let's see if we can, that's not quite so bad. Okay, my metronome is set at 110. We're going to work on the first 4 measures, and every time I pluck a note, it's going to sync up with that metronome there. So we're going to actually play down to measure 9, and let's see if we can do it together. Go ahead and position those fingers. Get ready to go. I'm going to count 1, 2, ready, begin, and then we'll start. 1, 2, ready, begin. I played down to measure 9, and you may notice that on measure 5 I went to a piano, which is a lower volume level. I started out in mezzo forte, you can see that in your score, and then in measure 9 I went to a piano. try to do that when you're playing along with me and get in the habit. It's a nice effect. It's an echo effect that we're going to be doing. And let's do it again from the very first measure. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, I want to do that section one more time for practice before we go into the second part. Okay? Let's try it again. Go ahead and get those fingers all positioned. 1, 2, ready, begin. And... Good. Let's go on now. I want to start at measure 9. You'll notice that the arpeggio changes to a P-I-M-A arpeggio. Let's go ahead and do that together real quick, just on the open strings, like we were doing a moment ago. 1, 2, ready, go. That's the arpeggio we're going to be using in the next 8 measures. And you may notice that I'm using a D minor chord here, something I showed you earlier with the left hand zoomed into. And as I go up the scale there with the chords, I'm getting louder. So I want you to work that with me now. And we're going to, the first 4 measures of this passage we're going to swell. And then the second 4 measures, we're going to get louder and louder and louder. Let me be specific about that. Starting at measure 9, we're going to be soft. We're going to crescendo to mezzo forte, and then come back down. And when we get to measure 13, we're going to start that crescendo again, but we're going to get even louder this time. So let's give that a try right now. The dynamics are very important in making this piece come alive. Go ahead and position those fingers. We're going to begin. 1, 2, ready, begin. Now I can't do the retard that I would like to do there with the metronome running, but we will slow down a little bit right before we go to the beginning part again, just like we did there. So let's try that section again. I'm starting at measure 9, and I'm playing through measure 16. Let's try to do those crescendos, okay? Here we go. Now 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, begin. we might as well practice getting to that beginning chord again, which is in measure 17. We're in measure 17 there, where I started that part again. Let's go over this section one more time. You can always rewind and practice it again. And here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, let me turn that off for just a minute. It does kind of wear on you sometimes. Anyway, what I would like to do now is jump down to the very last two measures. We talked about this a little bit before. I'm going to go ahead and set my metronome again. And let's make that a little bit slower. All right, so the last two measures. This is like an A minor shaped chord with my first finger out. All right, so let's do that together. I'll count us in. This is measure, again, 19, measure 21 and 22. 1, 2, ready, begin. Good, let's do that again. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do that one last time. Same part again, last two measures as a piece. 1, 2, ready, begin. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to do this part without the metronome running. I'm going to go ahead and play through the entire song. When I get to measure 16, there's a repeat. Don't forget to do that repeat. Repeats are really not optional. So let's do the repeat. And we're going to go all the way back to the beginning. And then the last time we'll go on to the ending. So right from the very beginning, I'm going to count 1, 2, ready, go. And then we'll come in. And I'm going to go about the same tempo that we were practicing at, okay? Let's give it a try. The entire piece. 1, 2, ready, go. end that lesson right here for today. Feel free to go back and rewind that and play along with as many times as you would like to. If you do this over and over again with the video or away from the video and then come back to the video, don't be afraid to use the metronome. This here is a standalone metronome. This is a Corgi, but you can get a metronome for your phone or for your computer, free, I'm pretty sure, and you don't have to buy one unless you just want to get one. But anyway, please practice with this lesson every day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for coming to my studio today.